Om Namah Shivaya. Good morning, dear students, esteemed faculty members, distinguished dignitaries, parents, and all honored guests. Today marks a momentous day at our beloved institute, Amrita School of Nanosciences and Molecular Medicine, as we joyously welcome the new academic batch of undergraduate and postgraduate program, batch of 2023, with hearts full of excitement and anticipation. With a sense of fresh beginnings, let's set sail on a journey filled with knowledge, camaraderie, and cultural richness. So we warmly invite each one of you to be part of this transformative experience. Now, before we transition to today's exhilarating program, get ready for a vibrant and a colorful treat. We have a special performance just in store for all of you. Let your excitement soar as we invite you to witness the mesmerizing dance performance by our team Mudra. Thank you so much, Team Mudra, for that wonderful performance. I hope all of you enjoyed that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now please join me in extending a warm welcome to our esteemed dignitaries as they join us on stage. So join me in giving a warm applause to our distinguished dignitaries, Sampujya Swami Purnan Amritananda Puri, the General Secretary of Mata Amritananda Mai Mutt, Professor Shanti Kumar V. Nair, Dean, School of Nanoscience and Pharmacy, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Dr. Priya Abraham, former Director, National Institute of Virology, Shri S. Loganathan, Scientist at DRDO Hyderabad, Dr. Deepu, Clinical Professor, Department of Infectious Diseases and General Medicine at Amrita Hospital, and Dr. Adas Ashok, Scientist at CSIR NIIST Trivandrum and an alumnus of our institute. So ladies and gentlemen, before we commence with the proceedings, let's begin this auspicious occasion with a soulful prayer, seeking the blessings of Almighty for a successful and fruitful academic journey. I request everyone to stand as we offer our heartfelt prayers and invite Dr. Dhanya and Ms. Sri Lakshmi to join us on stage for the university prayer. ध्यायामो धवलाव गुण्डनवती तेजोमयी नैष्टिकी स्निग्धापाङ्गविलोकिनी भगवती मन्दस्मित श्रीमुखी वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणी साधुसिक्तसूक्तिम् अमृतानन्दात्मिका ईश्वरी अमृतानन्दात्मिका ईश्वरी अमृतानन्दात्मिका ईश्वरी सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Thank you, team. Now I kindly request all of you to stand as we prepare for our auspicious puja ceremony. And we are truly honored to have Swamiji, Sampuja Swami Purnanitapuri, to conduct this hallowed ceremony. Thank you, everyone. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce Professor Shantikumar V. Nair, Dean, School of Nanoscience and Pharmacy, to the ceremony. Professor Nair earned his Bachelor of Technology degree in Metallurgical Engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay in 1976, and later pursued a Master of Science and Doctor of Engineering Science in Material Science and Engineering from Columbia University, New York, USA. Throughout his illustrious career, Professor Nair has made remarkable contributions to the field of composite materials. In 1986, he received the prestigious Presidential Young Investigator Award from President Ronald Reagan for his outstanding research in this domain. And over the years, he has received several accolades, including awards from National Science Foundation USA, the Indian government's National Research Award for his exceptional work in nanosciences. Professor Nair has also been honored with the MRSI Medal for his significant contributions to material science and the CNR Rao India Nanoscience Award for his exemplary work in nanotechnology research and development. At Amrita University, Professor Nair heads initiatives in nanotechnology applications for medicine and energy, and his team has developed biomedical products using nanomaterials with applications in drug-resistant leukemia or as smart implants. And they've also made many strides in cost-effective solar technologies for rural communities without grid connectivity. Now, it is my honor to invite the dynamic and visionary Dean, Professor Shantikumar V. Nair, for the welcome address. Please put your hands together for a warm welcome.
So welcome to all of you. From the bottom of my heart, I wish to welcome every single one of the students who have joined our unique programs. And I wish to welcome also their parents, their families who have entrusted the students to us for a very unique, rich, scientific and cultural experience over the next several years. I want to start by introducing and welcoming the distinguished dignitaries on the stage. Swami Purnamritananda Puri is our secretary of Mata Amritandamayi Mutt, which is the parent organization, the founding organization of Amrita Vishwavidyapitham. And he is our support and guide for pretty much anything that happens in the campus. And it would be interesting to know that he came from the Raman Research Foundation. He was a Raman research scientist. And he decided very early on to pursue service to society and dedicate his career, dedicate his life to serving humanity. He's one of the earliest devotees of Amma and joined in the service to society program with Amma way back in the 1970s. So let us welcome Swami Purnamritananda Puri. Dr. Priya Abraham, currently a professor at CMC Vellore, a very distinguished institution, and also very recently, for many years, the director of National Institute of Virology. She was the one who was responsible to take the NIV through the very critical period of the pandemic. She was there as a director from before the pandemic to the end of the pandemic, and was instrumental in many contributions that led India to the forefront of research in the coronavirus, in the development of the vaccines, which you all know India led the world. And I'm so happy that she agreed to personally come and welcome all of you, and I wish to thank her for that. Let us welcome Dr. Priya. Sri Loganathan is a senior scientist at DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization. He's a technology leader at DRDO. Some of the students are more on the technology side, so I wanted a representation from the technology side. So he has agreed to come today, and we are very grateful to him for that. And we also hope and we plan to have collaborations between our team with DRDO. He heads the battery division at DRDO, and we have a lot of very unique programs applying nanomaterials to energy, battery systems, solar cells. And he has visited us once before, and we hope that we can have a lot of interactions with DRDO and contribute to our country that way. Let's welcome Loganathan. And I'd like to introduce Dr. Deepu, who is a professor and head of Department of Infectious Diseases here at Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences. I wanted Deepu to be here also because I want you to know that our program, especially on the medical side, is an interdisciplinary one between our research center and the hospital. So there are a lot of collaborative efforts and collaborative programs with the hospital. This relationship between our research programs and the hospital has been one of the primary reasons that we've been able to stay relevant, stay focused on helping our patients and developing meaningful clinical solutions to problems. So let us welcome Dr. Deepu. Dr. Adarsh Ashok was our own PG student. He was sitting there many years ago.
Yeah, because I remember.
Right. And he is now, after he finished his PG here, he went to IIT Mumbai, got his PhD. And now he is a scientist at NIST, National Institute of Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, NIIST. And so when I called him, I said, you know, you're a perfect person, you're close by. Please come and represent our alumni and talk to us about his journey after leaving here. And so I'm very pleased and thankful that he could come. So let us welcome Adarsh Ashok. And I also want to mention, now that I mentioned Adarsh, Pallavi, who has been announcing to you, who's acting as MC, is our own MTech student. She joined here for PhD in the neurosciences area, and she has just completed her PhD, and she received a postdoctoral offer at University of Chicago, which is one of the top Ivy League universities in the US. Pallavi, excellent work. Yeah, so I want you to know that this event is for you. Okay, we cherish these moments when we welcome our students. And it's not only this event that's for you. The whole program, the whole number of years that you're going to be is all for you. We are here to support you in your career and in your growth. And you have made an excellent choice. When you think of Amrita University, we are a very young university. We started in 2004 under UGC, and already we are under the National Institute of Ranking Framework, one of the top 10 universities in India, one of the top 10 universities. And furthermore, the government of India had a special program where they selected 10 institutes, private institutes of excellence or eminence. They call institutes of eminence, based on their potential to make major transforming changes and improvements to research and education in India. And Amrita University is one of those 10 institutes of eminence. So this is an institute that is unique in that we are very much focused on the applications and the relevance to society. If I were to use two words that define our institution, perhaps all of Amrita University, I would say transformative research, that's two words, or it could be transformative education. Okay, so either of those two words or both together really defines our institute. Transformative research means what? That we do research that makes a difference. We are not doing research just to publish some paper and put it on our CV. We want to do research because we can make a change. There are so many wonderful translational, by translational I mean research that carries over into society. There are so many wonderful translational products that we have been developing, which has matured to a point where they can be taken up by companies. In fact, some companies have already taken it up. Our first product that is now in clinical trial, that's a really big deal because you have to go through a lot of regulatory hoops to do that, is a mandibular implant, which Dr. Manita, somewhere she is here. Yeah, there she is. Dr. Manita was responsible for developing, and Dr. Deepti together was responsible for developing. It's an implant. I could be here all morning if I talked about all our products, but I wanted to mention one or two that really highlights what we do. And this is something that can make a huge difference for people who lose part of their jaw because of oral cancer or some accidents. And this sort of research that actually gives a hope to people, that's the kind of research that we like to do. There is also work on cancer nanomedicine. For example, Dr. Manzoor is here. We have the first core shell nanomedicine cancer patent in the world. Okay, and that's Manzoor's contribution, and we are very proud of that. And it has been taken up by a US company. Okay, there it was one of our important patents. And he has also developed products such as a brain wafer for brain tumor, which is now on the cusp of reaching a clinical trial, just like in Manita's case. It's chasing the bone product, and it's something that is going to come out soon. So this is called transformative research that actually is going to be taken into practical application and helps people. What about transformative education? Transformative education is anything but just sitting in a class and mugging up textbooks or taking down notes. That's maybe the way traditionally one may view education. But education is again about asking a lot of questions. What is the value of this for society? How can I use this information in any way that is important? So we encourage very critical questions about what we learn and how to apply what we learn. So that critical engagement with the student is very important, and that's our style of teaching. In fact, we have already, to some degree, started what is known as a flipped classroom, which is that the students study everything, come to class with all their questions, and the time is spent addressing all the questions, not just simply going through in a mechanical way everything. So transformative research and transformative education means that you have that passion, that interest to learn and to apply things, whether it is in education, whether it is in research. And that is our style. Our center has fostered that. We have a very interdisciplinary program. So we combine engineering, technology, medicine, and biology, molecular biology, genetics, proteomics. And it is this confluence of various disciplines coming together that has made it possible for us to make these contributions. We have, for example, in the last 15 years, we have published almost 600 journal papers. I mean, that's a credit to all the faculty sitting here. And about 30 to 35 patents, including international patents in the US, in Europe, in Australia, even in China. Why? Because we want to get these things translated into an actual product that people can get, and we want to make them affordable so that it makes the final practical application possible. I don't want to take too much time. I just want to add one last thing. Having said all this, I think the USP, the most unique point of our institution, is the fact that Amma, Sri Mata Amrita Devi, has founded this institution and imbued it with purpose. And that is the most important element. Blending research and education with values and principles and ethics is what we stand for. And, Amma teaches, a meditation technique that Amma herself developed called Ma Om. So you breathe in Ma and breathe out Om. So Ma stands for love, and Om stands for the light of knowledge. So what is this fundamental idea here? If you have that love and that passion, the output is real light, real knowledge, real awareness, real application. So education is that Mahom process where you use the power of our love and passion to develop and produce and serve society in a meaningful way. And you are in for the ride with us in the next few years, and it's going to be an exciting journey. We're going to prepare you in a way that is very special, very unique, not just simply good scientists, but good people who care about the society. And I think that's what is really the most important thing. And once again, my heartiest welcome to all of you, and look forward a lot to interacting with all of you in the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those insightful words. Now let's move on towards the lamp lighting ceremony, which symbolizes the start of our journey towards knowledge and wisdom. And I kindly request all dignitaries on stage as well as off stage to join us in the auspicious lamp lighting ceremony on this special day. Thank you, everyone. Now it is indeed my privilege to introduce one of our distinguished guests, Sampujya Swami Purna Amritananda Puri. Now, Swamiji is a senior renunciate disciple of Mata Amritananda Mayi Devi and holds the esteemed position of General Secretary at Mata Amritananda Mayi Mutt. With a background in engineering and as a former research scientist at Raman Research Institute, Bangalore, he discovered the profound spirituality and compassionate vision of Amma during his quest for the secrets of life. For over 3 decades, Swamiji has dedicated his life to Amma's noble spiritual and humanitarian activities. His tireless efforts have involved conducting satsangs, bhajans, meditation programs, as well as personality development camps worldwide, aiming to uplift not only individuals, but entire societies. Swamiji, we are truly honored to have you with us today, and I welcome you to address the gathering.
സ്നേഹാലോകസുമോഹനവദനം കരുണാർദ്രാനത നയനാം രമ്യാം ശ്രുതജനപാലന വ്യഗ്രാം സൗമ്യാം അമൃതാനന്ദമയീം പ്രണമാമി. Om Amarteshwariya Namaha. My humble pranams to Dr. Priya Abraham, Dr. Sri Adarsh, that is too small to read, Dr. Deepu, Dr. Lokanath, and all my divine sisters and brothers. I'm happy to see so many smiling faces in front of me, usually serious faces. Very difficult to find smiling faces around the world. People are too serious, even sannyasis. Amma says we can achieve many things in life through effort, but much more can be achieved through relaxation. So when there is love, there will be relaxation. Perform all your actions with love, there will be perfection. The purpose of our whole life is to reach the state of perfection. We chanted the mantra, Purnamada Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachade, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnamevavashishade. Everything is perfect. This whole creation is perfect. Defective mind will find defects everywhere. But for a Mahatma, they can see only perfection everywhere. That's why they said, that is Purnam. Who? God is Purnam. God is the embodiment of perfection, and His creation also Purnam. Only Purnam can come out of Purnam. Only perfection can come out of perfection. So the God created this world. Whatever came from Creator should be perfect. Then why we are seeing defects? Because of our defective mind. So why education is needed? To find perfection in everything. There's divine beauty in everything. So I welcome all of you to Amrita family. That is Amma's dream. This entire world should become like one family. At present, people are getting divided in the name of caste, religion, languages, country, politics. Amma tries to unite everyone through her divine love. She is trying to dissolve the feelings of divisions through her divine love. Divisions always create fear. Division always create anxiety. So, entire world should become like one family. That is the purpose of education also. So we will go beyond all the divisions. Amma is the chancellor of our university, but she studied only up to 4th standard. But she got the doctorate degree from the State University of New York. During the ceremony, I was present. Scholars from all over the world were present. After the ceremony, some of them came for Amma's darshan. They asked Amma so many scientific difficult questions. Amma could answer all those questions very fast. Then they asked Amma, how is it possible for you to answer all these difficult questions without thinking? Then Amma said, it is possible because I don't know anything. Then Amma made a beautiful statement. If you can become empty, you can enjoy the beauty of fullness. The whole process of education is emptying process. The more you learn, the more you will come to know the limitation of our intellect. So MBBS doctors, they can handle all patients. The specialist would say, no, I only know about heart. I don't know anything about the ear. So the more you specialize, the more you will come to know the limitation of our intellect. So when I was working in Diamond Research Institute, I have seen all the scientists working day and night like rishis, without thinking about anything, fell in love with the research work. That love is needed in every field. When that love is there, only in front of the love, the nature will unfold all the secrets. So that love and dedication is the most important thing. Before meeting Amma, I had a strong feeling that technology is enough to solve human problems. A divine help is not necessary. When science can solve all the problems of life, why we need a divine help? When I joined Raman Institute, Bangalore, that time also I had a prejudice that scientists should be against God. When I joined Institute, one of the super scientists, my boss, a Christian lady, she gave me a beautiful advice. She told me, you are going to do research on solar radiation. So please chant Gayatri Mantra a few times before you start your research work, because it is impossible to become successful in your life without intuition. Do you know Gayatri Mantra? Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. When the Rishi saw the rising sun, he did not think it as a fireball. Instead, he could feel that divinity radiating from that sun. He prayed, "O Sun God, you transmit light and energy to these entire beings in this world and other world. Please illumine my intellect also." It was not a religious prayer. It was a prayer to the nature for intuitive knowledge. So the Rishi said, "Oh Sun God, you transmit light and energy to the entire beings in this world and other world," means he was not speaking to this external sun. Millions of suns are there in the sky. All the stars are also like sun. But there is a sun that illumines all this external sun. That is Atma Surya, the source of knowledge. It's already within us, the sun. You have to activate the sun from within, the source of knowledge from within. Then you get the real knowledge, intuitive knowledge. Just through the intellectual knowledge, you cannot become successful in your life. When you have to take a sudden decisions in your life, Your intellect can't help. You should feel the right answer from within. One wrong decision can destroy all your achievements in life. One wrong decision is enough to destroy all your happiness in life. Decision making is so important. How to get this intuitive knowledge? Through your purity. Modern education cannot give you that. You need prayer. You need to do meditation. You need to get a cosmic connection with this nature. That's what Amma's knowledge. It is not coming after books. She just feels. She says, I don't know. She got the cosmic connection because of her purity, because of love. That's why I know most of the scientists know the limitation of intellectual knowledge. When a doctors also know very well. After learning, after seeing so many patients, they will develop certain intuitive knowledge within. Just by seeing the patient, they feel he must be affected by such and such disease. Only for confirmation, they do the tests. Like that, in every field, just like customs officer watching the passengers going. After seeing so many passengers, when they see someone, he must be having some smuggled good. Open the back. It will be there. That is through experience. So, in our life also, this Amma says the whole universe is a university. Whole lifetime we are learning. So we can learn from everything in this nature. Every object can become our guru. Everyone can become our guru. Even our body also can teach us so many things. At present, if you don't respect your body will teach you a lot of lessons. Don't you obey your commands? So even we need the blessings of the body. For you to become successful in your life, first, you need the blessings of your parents. Amma says, after hurting your parents, don't expect happiness in your life. So first, try to make your parents happy. That's why in ancient time, during the Gurukula system of education, the first lesson taught by the master to the guru to the student was, Matra Devo Bhava. Try to see your mom as God. Kunye, ninde amma Ishwarnana. Amma Ishwaran എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അമ്മയിൽ നന്മകൾ കാണുക. Try to see goodness in your mom. If you cannot find goodness in your mom, you will not be able to find goodness anywhere in this world. Pitra Devo Bhava. Try to see goodness in your father. Acharya Devo Bhava. Try to see goodness in your teachers. Try to see goodness in everything. If you find goodness in everything, divine power will activate everywhere. Invisible hands of God will help you from everywhere. Who is God? God is, according to the Indian philosophy, ocean of energy. They did not say anything about God actually. They said Brahma Chaitanyam. Chaitanya Samudrathilanu nammal. It functions according to your imagination. If you imagine God in a form, anything is possible. God, all powerful, Sarva Shakta, he can appear in a form. If you think this God is formless, he can bless without a form. If you think there is no God, he will hide somewhere as if he was not there. So freedom is given to you. Help is available here. If you need help, divine blessings is available. If you don't believe in God, no problem for God also. But help is available. If you want extra support, we need extra support. Just because of our skill, we cannot become successful in our life. We need the help of many people. That's why it is so important. Intelligent quotient is not enough. IQ, along with IQ, EQ is needed. You should have certain control over your emotions. Amma says at present we have given the remote control of our emotions to other people. If somebody presses the angry button, you will dance with anger. If somebody presses the crying button, you become very sad. Like that, other people are deciding our happiness. Don't allow that. You should have control over your emotions. Not only that, social conscient. You should know how to create friends. A group of chain of friends sustain that because we need the help of many people when we live in this world. So we need support from the society. So we should know how to get friendship with so many people who can contribute to the society and inspire them. And also adversity constant. You should have enough strength to face the challenges of life. That's why educated people, when there's a problem, they get depressed. Need enough strength to face the challenges of life. There's a theory, the whole ocean of energy, God, the power, functions according to your imagination. If you think that there's nobody to help, nobody will be there. If you think that I am protected, never think that I will try to do. It's not going to happen. I will do it. So that is possible. That confidence we get from God, Guru. That is what Amma is giving, that inspiration. So that's why in the Mahabharata, during the Mahabharata war, Arjuna was not ready to fight. He lost all his confidence. He got first rank, but he did not have any confidence. Then Krishna said, are you ready to fight? If you are ready to fight, you just throw an arrow, I will do the rest. But if you are not ready to fight, I am not there. Like that, it is the war field. We are in the war field. We have to face a lot of challenges in our life. If we are ready to face, the cosmic power will give you the strength. Only if you are ready, I'm going to commit suicide. Okay, that's better. God will think that way. If you are ready to face a challenge, certainly that help will come. That confidence should be developed within. That's why meditation is important. We should spend some time with the nature. We should hear inspiring things. At present, when you look at the newspaper, every media, they project negative news. You lose all our confidence. I have traveled more than 30 times around the world with Amma. Every country, majority of the people are very nice. But when you read the newspaper, you will come to know that the world is full of criminals. They need sensitive news. Every country, majority are very good. Only few people become criminal because of certain reason. So we have to find goodness in everything. Then we will develop more confidence in life, and we can certainly become successful, and our life can become a contribution to this world. Amma says, children, in this journey of life, your legs are not enough. Use your wings too, wings of intuition. Spread your wings in the sky. Leave the boundaries behind. Enjoy the bliss of eternal freedom. May Amma bless all of you to get that intuitive knowledge to go beyond all the problems of life and enjoy the real beauty of life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your enlightening words. Your presence definitely adds a tremendous value to this occasion. Now it's my honor to introduce the eminent personality among us, our chief guest of the day, Dr. Priya Abraham. Dr. Priya is a distinguished professor currently at CMC Vellore, who has made significant contributions to the study of viral infections. After completing her MD and PhD in biology at CMC, Dr. Abraham focused her research on hepatitis and human papilloma viruses. She's held the esteemed position of head of the Department of Clinical Biology at CMC and has been actively involved in various committees related to viral infections, including serving as a consultant for the World Health Organization and on the Scientific Advisory Committee of the Indian Council of Medical Research. During her tenure as the head of the National Institute of Virology, her team played an pivotal role in discovering the first sample of COVID-19 in India and isolating the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Dr. Abraham has also been at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19, actively involved in isolating and characterizing the virus and collaborating with various pharmaceutical companies to conduct clinical trials related to COVID-19 vaccines. Ma'am, we are indeed privileged to have you here today, and we kindly invite you upon to the stage to share your valuable words of wisdom.
Revered Sampujya Swami Purnamritandapuri, General Secretary of the Mata Amritanandamai Mutt, respected Professor Shanti Nair, Dean of this institute, Dr. Loganathan, scientist from DRDO Hyderabad, Dr. Deepu, Head of Infectious Disease here in AIMS Kochi, Dr. Adarsh Alok, esteemed members of the faculty seated here, and I'm very honored to be here. I thank Dr. Nair for having invited me for this wonderful welcome function, and it is my turn to extend a very warm welcome to the aspiring graduates and postgraduates of molecular medicine and nanosciences in this eminent, may I say, temple of learning. Dr. Nair spoke about this institute being transformative in its education and research. I would go on to say it's not only transformative, it's also translational, and also, I would say, very interdisciplinary. I also take this occasion to welcome the proud parents of these young people to this welcome function. Just like the internet has had an all-pervasive influence on every facet of our daily living, be it our economy, health, businesses, infrastructure, debate, I assure you both these disciplines of nanosciences, the broad discipline, and molecular medicine will have an ability to impact on our every walk of life. It already is doing so. Now, when we come to nanotechnology, it has the potential to not only improve, but may I say revolutionize many existing technologies and industry sectors. The IT sector itself, homeland security and defense, medicine, transportation, energy creation, energy conservation, food safety, environmental science, just to name a few. Nanomedicine, which is somewhat closer to where I work, for instance, can provide precise solutions for disease diagnosis, disease prevention, and even treatment. To quote an example, gold nanoparticles, which you've heard of, are being used today to probe for the detection of targeted sequences of nucleic acids. They help in several immunoassays, a whole array of them. They are able to provide us the capacity to better image the human body by paving the way for earlier diagnosis, provides the opportunity for individualized or personalized treatment, and thereby capable of providing better therapeutic success or treatment success. And to give examples, can provide potential treatment not only for cancer and diagnosis of a whole slew of diseases, but even treatment of a condition called atherosclerosis, so common among humans as we age. Atherosclerosis is a condition where there is more lipid and cholesterol depositing in our blood vessels, narrowing our blood vessels, which you can imagine can cause a lot of problems right from our brain to several of our organs as we age. Well, even when we come to vaccines, mRNA COVID vaccines, those from Pfizer and Moderna, which most of you would have heard of time and time again, were delivered via lipid nanoparticles. Molecular medicine, on the other hand, aims to help us understand what is actually happening within the cell. It gives us insights into actually the way disease starts, what we call pathogenesis. It also gives us the capacity to understand the progression of disease, to treat disease, to monitor the treatment that we provide. And this could be through molecular imaging, molecular diagnosis, molecular drug design, and gene editing. This surely has given us huge insights into how we understand diseases of different kinds. And maybe you have even heard of vectors, which are essentially vehicles that are designed to deliver a particular genetic piece of genetic material, what we call a working gene, which can be delivered directly into the cell. And this approach is being increasingly used to treat genetic disorders, cancer or infectious diseases, non-infectious diseases, and also are another platform for many of our upcoming vaccines. I've spoken about these two disciplines very superficially, but I now want to draw your attention to another nanoparticle. You all know what a nanoparticle is. What's the size of the nanoparticle? Okay, so I'm going to talk about another nanoparticle, 50 to 140 nanometers in size. Any guesses? I'm going to talk about a virus, and that's the SARS-CoV-2 virus or the COVID-19 virus. I had barely taken up the directorship of the ICMR National Institute of Virology just 2 months when we heard China report to the WHO that they were finding a novel coronavirus. And we were seeing in the papers that people were succumbing to it, and there were sporadic cases, particularly in one province of China. I can't tell you how grateful I was for those 2 months before this news broke out, because that was the golden period where I got to know my scientific colleagues in the institute. So with this news being delivered to WHO, I garnered the skills and talents of my scientific colleagues. Some scientists, the physician scientists and doctors, were assigned to draw up case definitions of this new disease as per WHO definitions. And my laboratory scientific colleagues obtained the primer and probe sequences from leading laboratories from the world and put together the first PCR, the real-time polymerase chain reaction. All of you heard about RT-PCR. There's nobody, if you ask even a vegetable vendor, they know what RT-PCR is. They put together the first RT-PCR in the National Institute of Virology. We started employing that in suspect cases of respiratory disease. We were very diligent with it. We were careful to select the cases. And by January 30th, 2020, we reported the first case in India, and the rest has been history. But as an institute, we did not stop there. And that's what I want to tell you. We went on to make more of those reagents and RT-PCR reagents to provide 64 lakhs of these RT-PCR reactions to different labs in the country. We trained them, and that time we could not travel physically. We trained them online. The online platform has become so useful today. We trained them online, and we were able to train over 1,200 labs, mainly government labs, across the country. We went on to report many firsts, as was already alluded to by Dr. Nair and Pallavi. The first whole genome sequences of this virus were provided by NIV. The first electron microscope image, I remember my colleague showing it to me, and I said, wow, it's pretty. And that's been one of the most controversial statements, if you look even on YouTube, which has been talked about much, but it truly is a pretty virus. We first isolated the virus. That means we were able to grow it up in culture. And perhaps you know our engagement with different members of the pharma industry. We gave the virus, the live virus, to Bharat Biotech International Limited. And then it was a massive teamwork. And believe me, again, the power of the online portal. I never visited BBIL. Everything was fine-tuned online. So we gave them, of course, their team came and picked up the virus, and then we worked over the preclinical trials, the clinical trials with Bharat Biotech International Limited. We worked with Serum Institute of India for their initial clinical trials on the Covishield vaccine, which more of you would have taken. We worked with Dr. Reddy's laboratory for the Sputnik vaccine. We continue to provide the new variants of the COVID virus to BBIL so that they can adapt the virus to make it more contemporary, because the virus is constantly changing. And today, NIV is interacting with Genova Technologies, the company that has made India's first mRNA vaccine, to make it again contemporary. It should not have the original Wuhan strain. It should have the present Omicron strain. And work goes on, and we actually did all of this because of one core feature: teamwork. Nobody can claim success singly. Success is always because of a team. I want to quote Henry Ford, where he said, "Coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, but working together is success." And I was able to implement this, I think, only by the divine inspiration. We had faculty that were in charge of purchase and procurement, those who were doing the laboratory diagnosis, doing the RT-PCR, looking into biosafety, doing genomic surveillance, doing the bioinformatics, electron microscopy, serology, the vaccine work, validation of many of India's indigenous kits, doing in vitro testing of many drugs that came forward by many companies, the preclinical trials for vaccines, making hyperimmunoglobulin, checking all the memorandum of understanding and the material transfer agreements, looking into other co-infections of other viruses. We don't live in a world where there's only COVID virus. There are many other nasty bugs around. And also maintaining a virus repository. So I think you will agree with me, this would have been possible only by massive teamwork. I also want to bring out to you, by all that I have said, is that you young people, you live in a world full of possibilities. 1 year equals at least 365 possibilities and opportunities. There's plenty out there for you to learn and get involved. Before this pandemic, most people didn't even know what a virus was. So when I said I'm a virologist, they very knowledgeably will nod their head and tell me, "Oh, you're a biologist." They could not understand what virologist was. In science and most specialities, nothing is set in stone. We are an era of continuum. With regard to what becomes of your efforts in times to come, remember, we always start with small beginnings. Success is mostly achieved in baby steps. The tallest oak tree, or even our tallest tamarind trees, started with just being a little seed or nut in the soil. It stayed there. It didn't float off in the water or get picked up by some animal. It stayed embedded in our Mother Earth and became a huge tree. But how many years did it take? That is how success is. No masterpiece was ever created by a lazy artist. In other words, there is no pain without gain. There is no gain without pain. You have to see the possibility and opportunity in everything and work in a focused manner. Success and recognition will automatically follow in due course, but don't go try actively chasing it. So I will say that in studying and working in this hallowed place, in these two major disciplines. The world is your oyster. Most of you know what an oyster is. It's a mollusk that contains very often a single pearl. There may be many oysters around you. Oysters are hard to open, but who knows, when you successfully open one oyster, you may find a beautiful pearl inside. So all the very best to you, young people. Be inspired and love what you do. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am, for those inspirational words. Now, as a token of our deep appreciation, I respectfully request Swamiji to honor Dr. Priya with a special memento. Now it is my privilege to introduce Sri Loganathan S., distinguished scientist holding the position of Scientist F and serving as the head of Battery Strategic Division in the Power Supply Systems Laboratory at the prestigious Research Center Imarat, DRDO, which is located in Hyderabad. He received his Bachelor's of Technology in Chemical and Electrochemical Engineering from Central Electrochemical Research Institute, Madurai Kamraj University, Tamil Nadu, and sir is the recipient of the prestigious American Electroplaters Surface Finishers Scholarships during his academic training. He started his career in the field of electrochemical power sources and has served in BPL Soft Energy System Limited, Madur, Karnataka, as well as in the Ever Ready Industries India Limited in Kolkata before joining RCI DRDO. He joined RCI as a Scientist C and is the recipient of various DRDO awards for the contributions he has made for the program ANSP and Agni Systems, and is currently the System Manager for onboard power sources for all Agni variants. He is also the life member of SAEST and AESI, and he is the reviewer member for an international journal of electrochemical science and technology. His main research interests are in the areas of onboard batteries for missile systems, latest technology batteries, and batteries for space systems. He's published in several international conferences and has been invited and participated in conferences and guided many MTech students for their project completion. He's also associated with all sponsored projects of DRDO in the field of electrochemical science and technology, and is presently pursuing the project for infrastructure development for establishment of Advanced Energy Research Center at Hyderabad. Sir, it's my honor to welcome you on the stage, and let's all lend our ears to hearing from our esteemed guest.
Om Namah Shivaya. Respected Amma, founder and Honorable Chancellor of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Sampujya Swami Pumarthandapuri, General Secretary, Mata Amarthandapuri Much, Professor Shanti Kumar V. Nair, Dean and Director of Amrita School of Nanosciences and Molecular Medicine, Dr. Priya Abraham, former Director, National Institute of Virology and currently at Christian Medical College, Vellore, Dr. Deepu, Dr. Adarsh Ashok, the alumni of Amrita, faculty members, teaching and non-teaching staff of AS, NSMM, most importantly, the new academic batch of students for UG and PG who joined Amrita family, their parents, grandparents, relatives, friends, well-wishers, and all the dignitaries in the dais and people assembled in this hall. Very good morning to all. I'm extremely happy and it's an honor to me to address this august gathering on the occasion of welcome ceremony of new batch of 2023. I thank Professor Shanti Kumar and Dr. Damodaran for this opportunity, and I also join Amrita in welcoming the students to ASNSMM. My address being a plenary, then I thought let me make it a little bit interactive and cover something basics on nanoscience and make it exciting. Hope so. Let me attempt to do that. So we may have students across India. So we'll be having people not knowing only Malayalam, but we may have people from Tamil, and mostly all will be knowing about English and Hindi. I'm not fluent in Hindi and Malayalam, but however I have tried to take some references from Google to make a better understanding of this. So here we are talking about the science and Tirukural. Swamiji, when he was addressing, he was talking about surrendering to God, and God can be in any form. It is an embodiment of energy. So if you talk about Thiruvalluvar and Tirukural, most Tamilians may be knowing about that. Tirukural is an ancient book of wisdom, a way of life and guide for human morals and betterment in life. It consists of 1330 couplets in 133 Adhigarams, authored by Thiruvalluvar, who is considered as one of the great poet, philosopher of the Indian subcontinent during the Sangam period, almost 2000 years before. So there is a Kural which says, Vellattanaya Malarneetam Mandradam Ullattu Anayadu Uyarvu. So this is an 595th Kural of this total 1330. And the meaning of this will be explained in the next slide. And however, I will take the scientific correlation of this Tirukural during 18th century. That is from the period 1900 to 1800 to 1900. Scientist Isabella Abbott carried out a research on Hawaii Island, and in the work titled Morphology of Aquatic Plants, she published her work and claimed that the height of the plant depends on the depth of the water in the sea. If the sea level rises, the plant also, the height of the plant increases, and if the sea level comes down, depending on the season, the height of the plant comes down. This was said by Thiruvalluvar, Vellattanayadu Malarneetam. Malarneetam means he is referring to a flower, especially here lotus. Mandardam Ullattu Anayadu Uyarvu. He correlates the example of the flower and with the human life. But almost 2000 years, when we had no much resources, the great poet indicated the same, the above couplet, and compared with the human life. As Swamiji said, we have people to enlighten us like Amma, because God will not be directly present here. They will be available in the form of Amma and convey the message for the betterment of human life. So if you see, almost 2000 years a poet is able to write, and after 18th century we are able to understand that and correlate with the science, which means Chief Guest Ma'am, Dr. Priya Ma'am is saying that you are having 365 opportunities every year. Okay, so 2000 years before he has written, and today we are in 2023, and if you take in the linear ratio, just to see how much opportunities we should have today to enlighten us and how we can lead for the future generation. So this is a Tamil. Hope the people who can understand Malayalam can, hope the content is right, because I do not know Malayalam, so I have taken from Google. So however, I explained that in Tamil. So water level determines the lotus height, a man's stature by the level of his thought. What Thiruvalluvar says here is, if you have good thinking, if you have got a good thought, and you also will become in a higher position in the society. If you try to do good things to the people, you get returned the good things. If you think bad about a people, if you wanted to damage somebody, if you wanted to ruin somebody's career, the same thing is going to be reflected for you. What you sow is what you reap. That's the proverb. Okay, so நீர் பூக்களினது தண்டின் நீளமானது நீரின் ஆழத்தின் அளவினது ஆகும். அதுபோலவே மக்களின் உயர்வும் அவர்களுடைய ஊக்கத்தின் அளவினதே ஆகும். So there are so many Tirukkurals. So I have taken something relevant today for today's talk. The next Tirukkural talks about தாம் வீழ்வார் தம் விழப் பெற்றவர் பெற்றாரே காமத்து கழலில் கனி. Here what he talks about the kadal is a seed, seedless. We are talking about a seedless fruit. And before 2000 years he has talked about a seedless fruit, and almost 2 generations before we would have heard about a seedless fruit. And they say the only those blessed with the love of being loved are blessed with the seedless fruit of love. So if you give love to others, then you will get reciprocated. So same loves come back to you. So more you have love and affection, have a good thinking, have good friends, share your kindness, and it reciprocates back to you. தான் விரும்பும் காதலர் தம்மையும் விரும்பும் பேர் பெற்றவர்கள் காதல் வாழ்வின் பயனாகிய விதையற்ற கனியை நுகரப் பெற்றவர்கள் ஆவர். So they are comparing with a fruit, because normally when we take a fruit, we stop ourselves because we find a seed and we take the seed and throw it out. So if you are having a fruit without a seed, we don't need to put any effort. Happily you can enjoy the fruit. That is what they compare along with the human life. பிறர்க்கென்னா முற்பகல் செய்யின் தமக்கென்னா பிற்பகல் தாமே வரும். So we would have read about Newton's third law. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. You do good, you get back good. You do today morning, you get back in the evening. You do 1 month before, you may get the results. It may differ, but whatever you do, it comes back to you. So if you want good, so students, be clear what you are supposed to sow. What you sow is what you reap. The pain you inflict on others in the morn will come back at you on its own by eve. In Tamil we say, முற்பகலில் பிறருக்கு துன்பத்தை செய்தால் பிற்பகலில் தமக்கு துன்பங்கள் தாமாகவே வந்து சேரும் என்பதை அறிதல் வேண்டும். கற்றதனால் ஆய பயனன்கொல் வாளறிவன் நற்றால் தொழு ஆர் எனின். So here, what profit have those derived from the learning who worship not the good feet of him who is possessed of pure knowledge? As Swamiji said, you would have achieved a great heights in your career, in your education. More you learn, more you become specialist, and once you have an ego that I know everything and anything, that's a loss for your improvement. You cannot improve further. And the best way to admit is surrender yourself to God. If you have sorrows, if you have pains, go to God and admit yourself and surrender to His feet, and He takes care of everything. The God can be anything. It can be a form. It can be, today morning we were lighting a lamp. It is a indication for enlightenment and then having a knowledge. So we have surrendered to God today in the form of a lamp and said that yes, today the function should be great and the students who are joining this welcome ceremony should graduate and complete their post-graduation and come up with futuristic good life. So we surrender ourselves. Once we start surrendering ourselves, our evil thoughts, or whatever the thinking we have, that is getting suppressed, and we think the way forward how to lead the life. That's what they say here. தூய அறிவு வடிவமான இறைவனின் நம்மை தரும் திருவடிகளை தொழுதாவர் என்றால் அவர் கற்றதனால் உண்டான பயன் என்ன? So there is no meaning in having a higher education unless you admit yourself to God. So, hope I have not bored you with a lot of Thirukural. So, there was a reason behind taking some references from Thirukural, and this is a slide. I'm from DRDO, but I have put a header with Amrita, and this is a vision and mission of Amrita, Vishwavidyapeetham. Value-based education, which is exactly correlating with the societal needs, what Thiruvalluvar has talked about 2000 years before. Harmonize both scientific knowledge and the spiritual understanding. Scientific knowledge, anybody can get it. And unless you understand the scientific knowledge and then accept yourself the limitations of what you have achieved, and unless you surrender to the Almighty, you cannot expect an improvement in your life. Intelligence and knowledge for societal benefit. So if the objective of an educated person, okay, we have our own priorities, we have our own family, we wanted to earn, but apart from all that, what is the purpose of you existing in this world? You should make some difference. So what is that you have given to the society rather than asking what society has given you? Prosperous and sustainable future for all. It's not that I am alone happy. I have to be happy along with my total family. Family I hear is the each and everyone I meet, the neighborhood, or the people whom I am not meeting also. I should not find anybody who is less than me, and I should always be a part of them and grow together. Education for life and understanding human values. I was astonished when I gone through the vision and mission statement where Amma was talking the difference between living for education and education for life. There's a lot of difference. I go to institute and I join for a professional degree, complete my engineering, I start earning. So that is what the education is used. No, as far as Amrita is concerned, it is not for that. It is education for life, which she connects with the human life. Unless you connect the value of education with the human life, there is no purpose of having the education. And compassion-driven research. So as a professor was talking about, transformative research. And we call in our language a industry viable patent. We are not interested in publications or patents. Unless we make a research work where we convert that research into a industry viable patent and make a product, and that product is useful for a societal needs, then really the research is on its way to improve the country and the society. So today we are there as a part of Amrita School of Nanoscience and Molecular Medicine. So nanoscience, so any engineering or any branch of science with a prefix nano is going to be your future, and I can assure the parents, the grandparents who are sitting here, you no need to be worried about the futuristic of your kids or children, because you have selected the right technology which is going to make a lot of difference across the globe. We have nanoscience, nanomaterials, and nano-engineering, nanotechnology, and madam talked about the coronavirus, the beautiful nature or the beautiful look of the coronavirus with the 40 nanometers. So this nanoscience is the study of phenomena of and manipulation of materials at atomic, molecular and macro level scale. So this is a simple example. You can see here the nanometer, it is almost the size of a tennis ball, and you can see the 0.1 nanometer. So this we can visualize, we can see this and if you see the size, and this can be seen only under microscope, where we will be able to see, and the important uniqueness of this nanomaterial is it exhibits a different characteristics of properties. For example, the one finger nails grow at the rate of 1 nanometer per second. The head of a pin is about 1 million nanometers across. A human hair is about 80,000 nanometer in diameter. A DNA molecule is about 1-2 nanometer wide. A transistor of a latest generation Pentium core duo processor is 45 nanometers. This is the macro level. This is what we can see. It's a leaf of a plant. It's a close-up view of your magnification of your nasturtium leaf. From macro, you see the micro and you see the nano. So there is no surprise why madam was telling that it is beauty. So the uniqueness of a nano is the properties like energy differs, that is a quantum effects. A nano-sized form can assume property which are different from those of a bulk material. For instance, the silver is a non-toxic, whereas silver nanoparticles are capable of killing virus upon contact. The same silver, normally in the olden days we used to put a silver coin in a pot water because they say it can kill the bacteria. We do not know how this theory has come. Now only after reading nanoscience we are able to understand maybe the silver coin, what is put in your water, may have a dissociation into small nanoparticle which can kill virus. This is what we have heard from our grandparents. They advise that you put a silver coin in a pot containing water. So the properties like electrical conductivity, color, strength, weight change when the nano level is reached. Okay, we have here particles of nano size. How it is making a difference in terms of energy, how technically it has been correlated. So the main important property of a nanomaterial is surface area. And second thing what we call is a surface to volume compared to a bulk material. So it is a typical example. So if you take here a 1 cube, the surface area is a 6 side square. So that is why it is 6 meter square. The same 1 meter side is divided into 2 of, that is 0.5 meter and 0.5 meter. So you have got 8 blocks and you have the side as a 0.5 meter and you see here the surface area is 12 meter square. Next comes we are dividing that into further of, that is 0.25. So size remains the same. So 0.25 into 4 it is only 1 meter and here also 1 meter. The same size, when you break into smaller particles, the surface area increases. So if you are able to increase the surface area, the reaction zone increases. So you are able to get a higher energy or higher rate of energy. And in nanoscience, the typical differences, we have got a 2 method of manufacturing. One is a top-down approach, another is a bottom-up approach. So there are various techniques or various process which is being followed for top-down and bottom up. In top down approaches, we break a bulk into a smaller and then further smaller. So this technique is used for photolithography, etching through mask, ball milling. Application of ball milling means you can correlate with your, you are having a wheat and then going to your flour mill and then breaking into a powder. That is something called ball milling. And application of plastic deformation. And bottom approaches, we make a fine particle and start building up. So we have here atoms and then we go to a cluster and then we go for a nanoparticles. So the bottom approach, bottom to top approach is for sol gel, CVD, chemical vapor deposition, plasma or spray synthesis, laser pyrolysis, and atomic or molecular condensation. So in nanomaterial also we have got different types. We have got as 0-dimensional, 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional. Here one thing what we have to understand is, in a 0 dimension, we are expecting the diameter of the particle should be less than 100 nanometers. When we say nano, it doesn't mean it's 1 nanometer. So up to 100 nanometer we consider as a nanomaterial. In 1 dimension, we are accepting if it is 2 dimensions at nanoscale, other at normal. That is what the nano wires, nano rods and nano tubes. And next comes the 2-dimensional. Here we talk about a nano coating and nano films. Only 1 dimension is in nano size, another 2 are not in nano size. So we have got 4 types. And the 4th one is nano dimension at nanoscale, but all dimensions at the macro scale. So this is an example. Titanium dioxide in nanoparticle form is used as a sunscreen as it blocks UV light but leaves no white marks on the skin. Same chemical in the bulk form is used as a white pigments in paints. You see the change in the characteristics. Fluorines are used in medicine and drug design as they are more easily absorbed than other particles and can deliver drugs to target the areas more effectively. It's a drug delivery material, and it's electronic circuitry and has coatings for artificial limbs and joints. Nanoparticles of silver are sprayed onto the fibers of medical clothing and surgical mask, which gives them flexibility of a material but with the added benefit of antibacterial properties of a silver metal, which I explained earlier. And DNA and silicon chips, which is an example of convergence between semiconductor science, inorganic chemistry and biology with application in medical industry. So this is the structure of fluorine. I am not getting into the details. Okay, it is called as a buckyball and it is having a hollow sphere. So this is a graphene which is in a sp2 bonded planar shape. This is, you would have heard about carbon nanotubes, single walled carbon nanotubes, multi-walled carbon nanotubes. In the energy sector, if anybody looks into the battery, people go to the shop and ask for a mobile. I want a battery that up to say 1 week, the battery should not get drained. We are looking for the maximum capacity in a minimum size. So this all can be achieved possible only with where you are able to have a more active material for which need a high surface area. So this carbon nanotubes plays a very crucial role for lithium ion batteries, where the carbon integrated with the lithium integrated with the graphite is used as an anode material. Next is the quantum dots. Quantum dots, also known as nanocrystals, are another form of nanomaterial and specific to semiconductor, and they have sizes of around 2 to 10 nanometers. So people can be worried about their career progress or where you can settle in future. So you are at the right discipline at the right institute where you can have knowledge along with understanding the human life. And this nanoscience is an interdisciplinary science, which means it involves concepts of more than one discipline: chemistry, biology, physics, molecular biology, engineering, surface science and biotechnology. And whatever the material which you develop, once you are able to fabricate a product, then we call that as a technology. And the nanotechnologies are there, the different fields of the science application, where it can be in energy, chemical, sport, telecommunication, computing, transportation, health, biotechnology, aerospace defense and agriculture and food. So today, as a scientist from DRDO, how when professor called me and asked that Loganathan whether you will be able to give a motivational talk, and in fact we are already in talk with the professors and the team here for collaborating ourselves, then I thought, okay, let me give an insight into the DRDO and how DRDO can collaborate with Amrita in developing technologies and giving an employment for the graduates who are emerging out from. I'll take another 2 minutes. So everybody will be knowing about DRDO. So in that DRDO we have got a different cluster, and one cluster is on life sciences, which will be more connected with the subject what we are talking. So in the life sciences we have got different labs. So one lab is the Institute of Nuclear Medicine and Allied Sciences, which focuses on biomedical and clinic research with reference to radiation, neurocognitive imaging and CBRN research. So if people are interested to work on this, Amrita can collaborate, and the students who are coming out from Amrita also will have an opportunity to work in the labs if they are having a hands-on experience. And another is Defense Bioengineering and Electromedical Laboratory. And we also have a Defense Institute for Bioenergy Research, and Defense Institute of Physiology and Allied Sciences, and the Defense Institute of Psychological Research. So how do we collaborate with Amrita? So there is a way that we have got a technology management, and this technology management identifies the institute where we can closely work with, and they identify the research gaps and provide financial grant to the academia, R&D institution and industry to take basic fundamental research and applied research, where what professor said, whatever the basic output can be converted into a research output in the form of a transformative research. So these are the already opportunities where we have already funded, almost we have funded around 8 crores in life support and almost 24 in soldier as a system, and physiology we are around some 12.59 crores, and biotechnology around 14 crores, and food science almost 21 crores. So we also have a provision where MSMEs can collaborate with academia. This is called a defense technology fund, technology defense management fund. And this fund up to the extent of 50 crore can be funded to MSMEs, out of which 40% can be taken or utilized by academia for research connected with science and technology for defense, and it should be unique in the country. So we also have schemes like a Dare to Dream for the contests where the students can participate for such contests, and the DRDO is going to fund for the students if they are award winning contest is been selected by DRDO. So finally, as we are running out of time, I think I have exceeded my scheduled time. I would like to conclude with the last Thirukkural, Kattrarul Kattrar enapaduvavar, Kattrar mun Katrach Selach Solluvar. The meaning is, if you are able to communicate the skills what you are learnt in a learnt community of the relevant discipline, then that is what you are called as a learnt person. So it is not that you are able to talk something about electrochemistry in front of a people who doesn't know about electrochemistry. You should be with the knowledge in the eminent people of electrochemistry, and then you are able to succeed or able to impress or able to talk something different about electrochemistry, then you are called as a learned person. So Amrita is one institute which can make you proud when you go out of Amrita, because today morning professor was taking us around where the students were having hands-on experience. They have your equipments and infrastructure more than 100 crores. Normally institute will not allow you to touch the instruments. They will ask you to give the samples and go away. But Amrita is one institute. They train, they supervise, they advise and teach how to handle these equipments. I think your kids are in the safe hands. Now you can forget about the future of your kids, because Amrita is there to take care of your kids. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and I once again welcome the batch of 2023 with the very best and have interactive learning and take the country forward with the support and guidance of Amrita management. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Now, as a token of our heartfelt appreciation, I kindly request Swamiji to present a memento to Sri Loganathan. Next, I have the honor of welcoming an esteemed guest from our Amrita Hospital family, Clinical Professor Dr. Deepu T.S. from the Department of Infectious Diseases and General Medicine, AIIMS. Dr. Deepu's research primarily focuses on tropical diseases such as dengue, in-hospital outbreak investigations, infection control, quality in healthcare, and antibiotic stewardship. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he has coordinated various clinical trials, including Covovax vaccine trial and Molnupiravir, and played an important role and a pivotal role in formulating operational guidelines for the hospital. Sir, I welcome you on to our stage and to share some of your thoughts with our students.
A very good morning to one and all. Sambhujya Swamiji, our chief guest, Dr. Priya Abraham, plenary speaker S. Loganathan, Professor and Dean Shanti Sir, and Dr. Adarsh. So when Shanti Sir called me for giving a speech to all of you, I was kind of perplexed. For example, if it was a medical graduate, then I don't have any issue, because that is a path which I have treaded. I know how I navigated the complexities of medical science. But then what should I tell a group of young scientists. So I was at a loss. Then I thought about it. And then, during my medical school days, grad days, one thing which always struck me as a student is that whenever we do a diagnostics, say an X-ray or ultrasound, a CT or MRI, what we can see is that almost all the machines are made by GE or some or the other Western companies. So I used to think we have one of the best scientific minds, best doctors, best researchers, but then still we are unable to come up with anything novel. Why was it? Is it so? It's not due to the lack of the individual intellect, but then definitely as a group, it's very difficult for us to come together for whatever reason. A scientist or a medical profession, as well as an engineer, if all of us can come together, then definitely there will be sharing of ideas, and it can eventually lead to novel concepts and will lead to real-time problem solving. We heard from Dr. Priya how they have collaborated with Bharat Biotech, and then the collaboration was not a single time point collaboration, it was a continuous real-time collaboration with updation of the vaccine with each and every new variant of virus coming up, including the Omicron variant, so that the research is stable and the research is in time to address the issue which we are facing at that particular point of time. So, in order to do that kind of research, we need an environment which fosters that kind of culture where various professionals can interact. For example, if I have a problem, I should be able to come and approach any of your teachers so that we can discuss. I will give you an example. So, and that is what Amrita is famous for. We have such an environment, such an ecosystem where you can ask questions to people like me who represents the doctor group, so that we will tell, like, anyway, I am not here to give you any solutions, but I am here basically because I want to tell you that we have lot of problems, and I hope that you, along with your teachers, under your esteemed teachers' guidance, you can come up with the solutions for the numerous problems which we have. For example, last week I was with interacting with Dr. Bindu, because we have a group of patients who comes to us a bit sick with condition called sepsis. So when a patient presents to us with sepsis, what we can check is their vitals, pulse rate, blood pressure, respiratory rate, etc. And then we can tell that, oh, this patient is kind of critical and we need to do certain medications including antibiotics. But sometimes it is not very easy. What kind of infection a particular individual have? Do we have to give a higher spectrum of antibiotic? So, even though we understand the criticality of the situation, even though we understand the probable etiopathogenesis, but in order to differentiate, we need a lot of support from the scientific group like you. So I was just approaching Dr. Bindu, and then I was speaking to her to understand whether there could be a cytokine profiling or cellular typing by which we can understand that this is actually a sepsis which is triggered by an infection or not. In this era of proteomics, genomics, metabolomics in general, if there could be a collaborative work, then I am sure that we can come up with very nuanced real-time solutions. So definitely we have the ecosystem to foster such kind of collaboration. Do get the guidance of your esteemed professor. Do interact with us so that we can share the common problems and eventually can come up with the solutions which are practical, compassion driven. I am sure there are a lot of products which our nano department, molecular biology department has come up with, and you will be hearing about all those in the time to come. But well, for one more time, I would like to welcome all of you to this great place, great learning institute where there is a high potential for collaborative research. And do engage with us so that you can try to solve the real life problems of our patient. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I extend a warm invitation to our distinguished alumnus, Dr. Adarsh Ashok, who belongs to the PG 2007 batch of ACNSMM. Dr. Ashok's journey from our institute to pursuing a PhD at IIT Bombay and serving as a research associate reflects the excellence and dedication that our alumni embody. His remarkable contributions continued as an Inspire faculty at CSIR, National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, and he now stands as a scientist in the prestigious Chemical Sciences and Technology Division at CSIR NIST. Sir, I welcome you and invite you here to share some of your thoughts.
Sambuja Somi Purna Amrita Nandapuri, respected Professor Shanti Kumar Nair, Dr. Priya Abraham, Dr. S. Loganathan, Dr. Deepu, and very good morning to one and all my friends. I think it is like a homecoming experience for me. And on the interest of the time, I have something prepared right up, but I'll be trying to speak out extempore because that is what when I had a discussion with Shanti sir, he told you don't need to present have a technical presentation here. You just come here and share your experience. That is all that is needed for the new the freshers coming for the upcoming batch. So if I reflect back, I should say I'm fortunate to be the first batch of Amrita Center for Nanosciences, I think Amrita School of Nanosciences and Molecular Medicine, and a proud alumni who represent, I think I'm representing you people also. So I share some of my experience from way back 2017. It's almost 16 years. I left, I think, from when we stand in 2003, welcoming you people. So I joined here after clearing my GATE examination, and then I had a wonderful journey here, because it is a journey of learning, a lot of opportunities and self-discovery of myself itself. I was not knowing that I have a passion for research, but I have a great faculty. I mean, I should. So I feel indebted to them, Dr. Mansoor, Dr. Deepthi Madam, then of course Jayagumar, and of course with the visionary leadership of Dr. Shanti Nair, we were able to start our career in a very positive way. Then I joined IIT Bombay as a research scholar. So that time, I was totally put in an ocean, like you have to sail by your own. Like IIT Bombay, you don't have any, even though we have mentors, but we have to sail our own. So that was possible only because of my stay here at Amrita. So I think you got the message, because see, when I graduated from IIT Bombay, I got Best Thesis Excellence Award for the year 2014-16. So that itself say the quality of the work that I have executed over there. Then I have an offer from, I have in fact 2 offers. One is a postdoctoral offer from Harvard University, and a joint program, National Science Foundation funded project of Harvard University and Tufts University. And at that same time, I got DST Inspire Faculty Award in Engineering and Technology. So I opted, because as Swamiji mentioned, always you go for your intuition. So I want to serve our people, and I have already made up some plan to execute that. And I have, so obviously, like intuitively, I selected the second option, DST Inspire Faculty, and then I joined CSIR and IST, National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology. It's a constituent institute coming under 37 laboratories that is spread across all over India. We have a pan CSR presence. So there also again my stay here at Amrita helped me. So again I have to come up with new problems, identify the problems. Today Dr. Deepu was mentioning about the importance of field work and the importance of discussion with the faculty, I mean the expert in the area, even though they may not be having a solution in front of, but they can tell that this is, in this area, these are the problems and if we that need to be solved if we have to go ahead and to do some meaningful contribution to the society. So that experience I got from Amrita. Dr. Deepu, I should mention that I had an experience with, we have a clinical round that time. Dr. Shanti Nair only came up with this. I should say like the brain, it's a brainchild of Shanti sir, that this our MTech program altogether. So he had introduced this clinical rounds to us, and we were initially like wondering like what we will be doing. I'm an engineer by background, what we will be doing there. And of course with the guidance of Dr. Mansoor, that time I was able to come up with some solution for, if I remember, like it's almost 16 years. So we have come up with the idea of nano scintillator development that can be used for both diagnosis and also therapeutic purpose. So it's sort of image guided radiation therapy that have some potential application. But so this is just a recollection actually. So here at CSIR NIST, I am currently focusing on basically on my background is engineering. So currently I am focusing on energy systems engineering. So that is totally different from the area. If you look at my basic degree, BTech my BTech is industrial biotechnology. Then here at Amrita I studied nanoscience. And then at IIT Bombay, I was doing optical engineering, where this courage come. So I was also like, okay, like I am, okay, this is I identify this problem, I have to somehow solve this problem. This courage I got from the esteemed faculties, I mean, extremely talented faculties that is sitting in the front row here. And so I can also see some second row, some faculties, not biasing, okay, and okay. So everything will be possible if you have good mentors. So that is the point that I would like to highlight here. And okay, you will be having a rigorous training process here. So lastly, I would like to take care of yourself, because you will be having a lot of academic, of course, extracurricular activities also started here, I assume. And and along with that, you have to balance your personal life. So I wish, thank you, and I wish you all a very good luck. And as Swamiji mentioned, you are getting into the deeper world of unknowing, infinite world of unknowing. So all the best for you people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, before we get to the very end of the program and the special prasad distribution by Swamiji, our Dean, Dr. Shanti Nair, would like to make an announcement. Shanti, sir.
A very small surprise for a couple of our faculty. You know that in India, for 2022, they selected 52 scientists all over India as the top 2% scientists in the field, in that field. Top 2% in the world scientists in that field. And 3 of those scientists are here at the center. Okay. So I want to call them up forward and receive a plaque from our distinguished guests here on the stage. One is Dr. Manzoor Koyakutti. Second is Dr. Jaykumar. And third, I don't feel very humble saying this, but that's me. So I ask Dr. Priya Abraham to give the first plaque to Dr. Manzoor. And I request Loganathan to give a plaque to Dr. Jaykumar.
I request Swamiji to present the plaque to Dr. Shanti sir. So as we reach the culmination of our program, I stand before you all to express the profound gratitude and extend heartfelt thanks to all who have contributed to the success of this program and made the presence of our students here possible. Now, a special thank you to our chief guest, Dr. Priya Abraham, and our plenary speaker, Sri Loganathan sir, for taking your time out of your busy schedules and gracing this occasion, as well as welcoming the new academic year students. Ma'am, sir, your words and journeys have been truly inspiring, and we believe they will leave a lasting impact on our students. Please give them a hand of applause. We would also like to extend our thanks to Dr. Deepu as well as Dr. Adarsh for taking the time to be here with us and sharing their remarkable journeys. Your insights and experience have been truly invaluable, and we are deeply grateful for your presence here today. I'd also like to extend a heartfelt thanks to our own Swamiji for being a constant source of unwavering support and wisdom. Your presence and guidance throughout these years have been invaluable, and we are deeply grateful, sir. To our esteemed Dean, Professor Shanti Nair, sir, we express our deepest gratitude for being the strong pillar of Amrita School of Nanosciences. Your leadership and dedication has been pivotal in shaping the success of this institute. We would also like to specially mention and give a heartfelt thanks to Amrita Swami for his unwavering support and sacrifices towards this event for our incoming students. Truly, this would have not happened without him. We also thank Shri Suresh Kumar, the campus director, AIMS Kochi, for his leadership and support to our students. I'd also like to extend my heartfelt appreciation and thanks to all our faculty members who are here, who are the main support system and building blocks of our institution's DNA. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. A special shout out and heartfelt appreciation for the team of PhD students as well as staff who have been instrumental behind the scenes for ensuring a smooth flow and resounding success of this program. So their efforts and dedication are truly praiseworthy. We're very happy. I'd also like to acknowledge the invaluable contribution of the members of the office, the OGCS staff and faculty office who've meticulously planned and organized this particular program. And a special thanks and commendation to the Amrita IT team for their seamless execution, ensuring a very smooth and glitch-free program, as well as our gratitude to Amrita Institute and our beloved Amma for her leadership, which has provided the foundation for our students' growth and success. I'd also like to extend our deepest thanks to our parents, all the parents, family, and relatives who have gathered here today. Your support is vital in shaping our students' journey, and we are grateful for your presence here with us today. Lastly, a big thank you and a very warm welcome to all the students who are here and are beginning our journey at Amrita School of Nanosciences and Molecular Medicine. We wish you all an incredible journey ahead, filled with knowledge, meaningful friendship, and resounding success. Once again, thank you all for being here. Now for the most important gift, a prasad from Swamiji. I request all the new students and their family to come forward to the center of the aisle to receive the prasad. I request the undergraduate students to first come forward, followed by postgraduate and then the families. Just a quick announcement. Once the students and the families receive the prasad, please do enjoy your lunch at Annapurneshwari Hall, which is right outside this venue, and kindly assemble back here by 1:30 for the afternoon session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored and I enjoyed the guys from today. And I know the others suggested to make it happen quickly. Last 2 days, have really upset us.